This is the largest group of officers that I've seen all day. We've been popping back in and out of here and checking on live streams, and this is certainly the largest kind of group that have conspired, and also probably the smaller side of the crowd that's been here all day too. So this kind of ridiculous show of force is not made a lot of sense. Not that it ever does. We're gonna.
But there's a girl that has some shrapnel that she found from what they threw the flashbangs.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find her. But she was like, I want to share the news because it's like a
you definitely show us the status quo. We're right over here. Yeah. We have a. Yeah, we're gonna hold on the mic. Putting on my gas mask right now, so just give me one moment.
Don't forget, guys, smash the like button, share this live stream, get it out there. And if you are not, thank you very much. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure you do that now. Hold on, we got Jordan Cole. Hey. Yeah, flashbangs. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, hold on. Go.
All right, good.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not talking to the mic.
Yep. I want to try and find.
Don't forget to share the live. Don't forget to share the live. Double tap on your screen and share the live. Double tap on your screen and share the live.
Where's my light?
Oh.
Thank you.
So we're.
Shrapnel.
Yeah.
She's got some injuries from it. Pretty fucking
Yeah.
nasty.
It's okay to film? Oh, wow.
Got it.
This is.
Gnarly one right to the knee.
God.
I was right up front. We hadn't really been doing much but yelling, and they
It's so deep.
came out and just like went crazy
Wow,
with
so that was shrapnel from the flashbangs.
Yeah, and I found a shrapnel like attached to my leggings here. You can
Oh wow, yeah, you can see right here. There's a hole from the shrapnel.
Yeah, it was about the size of like an M&M.
Yep. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
A little shaky,
Yeah.
but I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this how long have you been out here?
I've been out here for a couple hours.
Have you seen any reason for this sort of response?
No, not one bit. We were just protesting peacefully, yelling nothing but, fuck ICE because they're violating the law. We're not. We're protesting.
Do you think bad language should be a punishment with that sort of violence?
Yes.
Well, I mean, for
Yes.
you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you're saying F ICE, would you think that you should get that sort of
Sure.
response?
Sure. I mean, they're making it plenty clear that they don't care about us. So if someone says fuck me, that doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm stronger. I have a stronger ego than they do.
So are you from Minneapolis? You from this area, or
Grew up in Minneapolis, live in St. Paul.
what has it been like seeing this sort of police in the street? Federal officers in the streets kidnapping and taking people.
Yeah, it's been just like devastating to see. I've lived here my whole life. I grew up surrounded by a lot of immigrants. I went to a Spanish immersion school, so all of my peers were Hispanic, most of them immigrants, and just like seeing this kind of terrorism on our streets is like horrifying. It feels like we're in a war zone.
There's been Trump has recently posted on Truth Social that there's going to be a great retribution against Minneapolis, the people of Minneapolis, basically.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the president of the United States?
Who even knows what that means? A big retribution? Like, what is he gonna do? How old is he? 82?
Up there, yeah.
He's gonna collapse. He couldn't stand a day in Minnesota. He'd get frostbite. His skin is too thin.
I mean, you're getting a little retribution. You're bleeding down the leg. You show this. Would never ask somebody to show their leg.
Mr. Trump, take a look at this. Yeah, I hope the ICE officers like what they see. Modeling my leg a little bit for them.
Okay, well, why don't you go get some medical attention, please?
Final words is they are cowards. Cowards use weapons. Cowards use weapons when they're hurt by words. There's power in the people. And I think the most important thing right now is to use your eyes, use your ears. Like, believe what you see, believe your neighbors.
And what's your name?
Zoe?
Zoe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so that's the first. Literally, we now have blood, thanks to this relatively peaceful night. We have a young person who is bleeding from the leg from shrapnel from a flashbang. For no reason whatsoever, the officers decided to do a show of force, like they seem to be wanting to do, because they seem to be very bored, I guess. And that's the night is just still young. So let's see if we can find somebody else to chat with.
So, chat, what's your opinion on this?
I'm with Zach with Status Quo. Would you mind if we talk to you about what's going on right now?
I just showed up. I had a friend of mine that sent me a box of flags because we stand united as Americans here, and we're trying to, stand up against the opposition, which is un-American. And I don't know. There's puppets. There's a puppet in the White House, I believe. And
you're handing out American flags.
Yeah. Would you like one?
Sure. I'll take one for the moment.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh my glove. Yeah,
your glove. Here's
another one. That's where I'm
sure.
going back to look for it.
Where?
Yeah.
So, are you from Minneapolis?
St. Paul. St. Paul. Yeah.
So, what has it been like seeing? Because we've had raids in St. Paul as well. And,
Well, it's really unsettling and really disturbing.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to abide by our laws. It's a different America than I grew up with, and I'm 67 years old, and I've never seen such horrible things going on in our country. It's really sad.
Do you think, the fact that there's been, I've only been here a day now, but I've never seen the organizational skills of protesters and activists.
Social media really helps, and I think people are really we're sensing that we're losing our democracy, and we're not going to stand for that. We're going to stand for democracy.
Do you have anything else that you would say to people?
Just stand strong, and let's not lose our democracy. There's more of us than them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chat, double tap on your screen, and share the live. Share the live so more people can see what's really going on in the America.
So the officers have cleared. There's still the two cars over there, parked in front of the lot. One that at least formerly had a LRAD. I'm still trying to tell whether that's the car. Does that one? Can you see, John?
I can't really see it, but
yeah, they have the license.
It does.
There's earlier in the day they parked in a LRAD, a sound cannon that usually make announcements.
Are you that stupid? You're following a country veterans, dumbass. Stay safe. You tear gas us. You're the domestic terrorist.
I get 10 years for this country. What have you fucking done?
Go home and
Your bonuses have defunded the VA. Take benefits from people like me and my brothers and sisters. 3 of my men died for this country. What have you actually done?
You don't give a shit about this country.
Support the troops, right?
I'm with Zach with Status Quo. Do you mind if we talk to you for a second on camera? So you said
I got a little passionate. Sorry.
That's. I think in the moment we literally just went live right as the flashbangs started. What has that experience been like for you?
I've been here every night now for almost a week, and every night we have been tear gassed, we've been flashbanged, we've been pepperballed. I took a rubber bullet to my calf. As a veteran, I can't believe that this is my country. This isn't what I served for. My men did not die for this. I enlisted in that building right there in 2005. And to be out here 20 years later and to see my fellow Americans and to see immigrants and to see naturalized and migrants and to be treated like this, we are all entitled to due process. Those are the rights that I fought for. And it's
Turn around. What has it been like? I mean, the president of the United States has recently posted on True Social that there's going to be a great retribution in Minneapolis for the imagined crimes of a madman in the Oval Office, but like he considers, I would assume he considers these people here as, terrorists, anti-fascists, have been listed now in executive orders as, potential terrorists. Like, how does it feel to go from being a veteran, person who served this country, to your president having considered you potentially a terrorist?
I don't know if there are words, to be honest with you, except for I know that I'm on the right side of history. My grandfather served in World War II, and he was anti-fascist, and so am I. And we are living under a fascist regime.
The parallels obviously have been written about massively, but just driving, this is my first day here working for Status Quo, and watching the raids of random suburban street corners, very peaceful little spots in Minneapolis, and I'm sure it should be noted, a blue city, which is the reason why it's happening here. The parallels to what happened in the late 30s in Germany are there.
They're pulling it from the fascist playbook. It's all predictable. We all knew this was coming. And it's all been, so many of these people in this crowd have been screaming it from the top of our lungs, saying that this has been coming for 10 years. And now here it is at our doorstep. And we need to stand up unified, because it's going to take community to fight this back. And Governor Walz, if you're listening, if you are watching, activate the National Guard. I was in the National Guard. This is what we are for. We need help. Defend your citizens. I have been a longtime supporter of yours. We need help out here. The ICE agents are about to outnumber us. We need help. We cannot do this alone.
There's today the most inspiring thing I think I've seen in years, and during the Trump, certainly the last year, has been like reading the chats, the impromptu, basically organizational activists that are telling people, we need you on this street corner, and then 30 people.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
What has that been like? As are you from? I forget. It was like, are you from? Like, what has that been? Watching your fellow citizens and fellow residents of Minneapolis show up.
It gives me hope, and that's what resistance is built on, is hope. And it's what we have to hang on to, because if we don't have hope, then we don't have anything. So to see all of these people come together from all races, colors, creeds, different economic statuses, ages. I see people I saw a person yesterday who was on a knee scooter and was literally getting flashbanged and still came out and still stayed and was getting tear gassed, and that did not deter them from being here, and it sure as hell did not scare them and make them run away.
It is really telling that everyone is still here after that level of violence that out of the blue came, and the people that backed off are the officers.
Right?
Yeah.
It happens every time. And I've been here every day now for almost a week. And this is what they do, I'd almost say like clockwork, but they come out almost to like intimidate us, and then they line up and then they attack us. Earlier today, they went and grabbed somebody for simply standing no more than 5 feet from where your cameraman is standing and just snatched him for no reason. didn't even give him a warning and just took him. And I don't even know if he's been released yet. We don't know. And we don't know where these people are going.
I mean, that's been, there's a lot of levels of worry that the last year has brought, but the fact that so many of these people just seem to disappear, especially if they're immigrants or if they're just of a certain color, they seem to just disappear into a system. I mean, we've had people that are sent to Africa that have literally not only don't speak the language, but never have lived there. Their families never lived there. And what I guess I asked the same question again, like watching that kind of happen it's been a slow motion, but it's been slow first and then fast very quickly. I forget what the quote is, but I guess what has that been like for you?
I mean, I think a lot of us knew it was coming, but now that it's like here, I mean, there is a bit of almost like processing that I think we all have to do. Like, this is here in our community, this is here in our front door, and we cannot turn a blind eye anymore. We can't. And Minnesota has proven time and time again, tragedy after tragedy, that we stand strong and we will not back down.
Thank you so much. What was your name? You mind saying?
I'll give my, just call me Riv.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thanks again. Thank you. Yeah, we'll move away. We will move away from the copyrighted music, as because it is.
Some of those who work for Mercy bring the bird across it.
If I get this guy's
Were you guys in Chicago?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was out there for about a month. Podcast. You do a podcast or what?
Yep. Status Coup News. Yep. Yep. We're live at these sort of things, and as always, you can support Status Coup, statuscoup.com/join for $5 a month. It helps.
Veterans, come here, take a fucking oath to defend the country from foreign domestic terrorism and to fight for the Constitution. And these guys are coming here and disgracing this fucking building. I'm a veteran of 7 years. I've bled for this country. I've fought for this country, for these people here of Minnesota to come and fight these motherfuckers. And they're here. Next to me, I'm sorry, they need to fucking be shot. They're disgracing this fucking country and what it fucking means. They hide behind their fucking masks like fucking pussies. We're out here in the middle of everything, showing ourselves, showing our Minnesota and our freedom. And they're here, bullshit. So take that. I'm sorry.
They sprayed his daughter yesterday after twice.
They sprayed your daughter?
Yes, they were following ISIS down the highway, and they sprayed my daughter and my wife, and they almost ran them off the fucking road. So that's another thing. Fuck them, get them out of here. Our state representatives need to step up and fight for their fucking people like we are fighting. But they're too coward. They stay in their mansions and don't give a shit about us. And all they want is these fuckers just come in here and destroy this fucking state. So fuck it.
Now you
Protest. Fuck ICE.
So you're a veteran?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a whistle around your neck.
Yes,
Basically, you see thousands of people in this city fighting against heavily armed men with whistles. What has that been like to watch?
It's been sad because all these people are doing is fighting for their state, their country, just to protest against these fucking people who don't give a shit. And they come out, smoke bomb, throw bombs, come out and threaten us. And it's so sad. I do cry at home thinking that some of these people are veterans, and what are they doing? It is stupid what they are doing. No matter what it is.
Live on Channel 5. Fuck guys, tell them suck my dick. Yeah.
We're live on Status Coup News. What is it about watching your fellow citizens show up in a real way for the people, for its own residents. What has that been like to watch?
It's been amazing that this is what Minnesota is. When you hear other states say, oh, go in Minnesota, it's Minnesota love, it's Minnesota care. This is what Minnesota is. Every time there's something stupid that goes on, like George Floyd or that woman that got killed a couple days ago, we band the fuck together, and this is what we do in Minnesota. So anybody that comes here, terrorists or ICE, we will show them and run them the fuck out of Minnesota. This is what we do in Minnesota as a community.
It was amazing to watch. We went live right as the flashbangs and everything that hit, and they ran across the street for no apparent reason that I could see. And everyone's still here. No one ran.
That's what it is. No one runs. We're not cowards. We don't hide behind masks. We don't hide behind guns. We hide behind whistles and the power of the people. That's what protects us. That's what we're here for. While they hide behind cars and bombs and a federal building that is being disgraced. That's all I have to say is this is what we're here. This is what protects us. The people, the camaraderie, the protection, the community.
Do you mind telling me your name, sir?
Travis.
Thank you so much, Travis. Thank you. Thank you. See, I think that one of the people that was arrested was just released. Which are... Would you like a flag? I was handed a flag. I just can't hold on to it the entire time, so... We're, yeah. I'm gonna try to see.
If they want to talk first.
Yeah, for sure. Just see. Would you mind talking to us, Status Coup News?
What is status quo?
We're a progressive news outlet. We work with Midas
Touch?
Midas
Okay.
Touch. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. No, we're good.
I was like,
We've been out here for weeks. This is
sneaky.
this is my first night. You just had a night. Were you? What happened?
Yeah, I've been out here since I don't know, I've been out here for 4 days, I think, and I bring my karaoke machine and I make fun of them. And I had a flashlight today and they didn't like that.
Flashlight.
A flashlight, yeah, it was on top of my karaoke machine. It was going towards them. So, yeah, he said, what if we had astigmatism? That could be dangerous. So I shouldn't have done that. They gave me a little tour. They just walked.
So what's it like inside? Do you mind if we just step away from your fantastic music, but it's always copyrighted music. It's a problem for YouTube and everything.
No.
So yeah, yours good.
They were asking each other where to bring me, and they were like, I think over here, and the guy's like, let me check, and then we went out and down, and they have these big garage door things where they have mobile booking areas, but then they never booked me. And then there was a bunch of people asking each other what they should do. And then the guy went behind me while he was holding me, and he's like, we got a real well-oiled machine going on. And I go, well, I didn't say it, you did. And then this one lady was like, you can let her go, I guess. Just bring them out the front, let them go. And I was like, all right.
So the lead up, the very quick lead up to you getting, I don't know if you were tackled literally, but brought down on the ground, right? That was flashbangs, fireworks, basically.
Yeah, so they did the flashbangs. I could tell they were getting suited up, and I thought it was okay, now that I did my flashlight, are they getting suited up because of the fucking flashlight? Sorry. And then I was like, oh, you guys don't like the flashlight? Okay, I'll turn the strobe off. And I turned the strobe off, and it was just a single light. And then once they started coming out, I turned it off before they came out. But then when I saw them do the flashbangs and everything, I was trying to just bring my stuff away so I didn't get hit by the flashbang. And I saw them just going for me immediately, like they're chasing a chicken. And so I just let them grab my hands and just went down. And then I said, can you get my jewel
Can you show us
pass?
this dangerous weapon that there's 40 officers that came out
I'm
in
scared
response.
of the
Let's
flashlight
not
again.
turn it on. We can just show it to the camera and see this weapon right here.
It does extend in and out. So that could be what it was.
Yeah, very clearly.
Unlike
They're intimidated.
something
They're intimidated.
they don't have. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. They're not liking the comedy sets. I need to bring some more material, I think, next time, and we'll switch it up for them.
Did they take your photo inside? Did they do anything?
Didn't do any booking, nothing.
No. Did they ask for your name?
Nope.
No ID.
They asked if I was a citizen. I said I have my passport ID with me. They didn't ask my name. They didn't ask anything. They asked what I do. And I said, I'm in public service. I get paid by the taxpayers to do public service. And that's all I told them.
So you said you've been out here for a while. What has it been like out seeing, not just seeing like so many people show up night after night and in response to this sort of violence, your kind of fellow residents of Minneapolis and the state, people from, we talked to somebody from Wisconsin originally.
Right. This is Minneapolis, this is Minnesota. They want us to burn down our city again, and we're not going to do that. Minnesota is community. That's like, I would say the best and most beautiful thing about Minnesota is we are community. We do love our neighbors. You're going to see literally every person of every demographic will stop and help push somebody else out of their car. So, people in the suburbs and far out want to talk about Minneapolis when if you have to get a hotel room to go to the state fair, you don't know what's going on in Minneapolis. Keep Minneapolis out your mouth.
It has been, I've been here just for a day, and it has been stunning to watch the organizations that have sprung up in such a short amount of time and the response of people and the real response, let's just say, to people out in the streets dealing with like tear gas, pepper spray, for their citizens. And I think that this government really thought, this administration really thought that people weren't going to show up for immigrants.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys would come to Minnesota like you forgot 2020, but this is nothing for us. Like, we're ready. We can mobilize, we can organize. We've done this all before, but you guys want to get little clips of us burning our city down to give you justification to continue the abuse, and we're not going to do that, but we're going to maintain being organized and showing you that you're not going to kill our neighbors, you're not going to abduct our neighbors. It's not happening. So we're going to stay here and we're going to be organized and supporting each other because that's what Minnesota is truly all about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sharing your name?
My name is Jordan.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Yeah, try to stay safe. Don't be careful with that dangerous weapon you got there. So, she had if you couldn't see it in the light, she had a very small flashlight that slightly extended, and she was, I guess, pointing the flashlight in the direction of the spotlights, which I think we've shown on camera a bunch that they have, and I guess that they don't like, a little light back at them. Shockingly, members of the DHS and ICE don't like a light being shown at what they're doing. I don't know if I hammer that metaphor a little bit more, but yes. Just a reminder that we have been out here for weeks in the cold. We've had multiple injuries on our team. Our cameraman has medical bills, and you can go to statuscoup.com/join for just $5 a month and support our work. Keep us live and keep us not just live, but try to keep us healthy. And I'm looking at my cameraman right now, John, who has multiple injuries. I just landed today, and I'm just a little banged up from the flashbangs. My ears are still kind of ringing a little bit. I think it finally replaced the whistles, So, but we have a kind of a quiet moment. Oh, sorry.
Me and all my people, we always thought he was straight. Once you motherfucker when it came to the booth. Now, since we know how you really feel, that's how we feel. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
Well, I'm going to read a kind of a terrifying message from our Stephen Miller, the Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. I'm sorry?
You want to come in? Is this something?
I'm just, it's, start that again. It would just wanted to read, I just sent this. Stephen Miller posted, I guess, a tweet, because I guess that's the way that we get official news from our administration now. Stephen Miller, I hope everybody knows who he is, but he's Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor. It's a reminder to all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. Anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. The Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstructions, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, they will face justice. And it is signed off by Stephen Miller. Who be a good reminder that he has his story is very strong. He was raised within the kind of white nationalist movements that came out of the 90s and early 2000s. I've been the unfortunate person to hear him speak many times at CPAC and talking about his dreams for what we see here today, which is terrorizing cities that happen to vote a different way and happen to accept immigrants as part of this nation, which, I don't know, anyone who had, first grade, second grade history would know that we're all immigrants, first off, and that they built this country, literally, physically, spiritually, and we wouldn't have a country. Stephen Miller's family himself came from Europe. He's an immigrant family. Yeah.
Security tweeted that out.
It says at Stephen Miller. Yeah.
Quoting him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. If just a correction, it was a quote from Stephen Miller tweeted out by the Department of Homeland Security, which actually I feel like ups the power of it a little bit. It's coming from a department. In past administrations, we would never see these sort of missives come out of official government tweets, which we would never have official government tweets to begin with, which is something else. So. We want to. Yeah, let's see if we can find. Oh, well, it seems like we're lighting an American flag. Is it an American flag? Yes.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's not an American flag. I'm sorry. What? Second attempt. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Did anyone catch what flag it is? Minnesota flag? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely not an American flag. It's a mostly blue flag, which is similar to Minnesota flag. It might be that. Not quite sure where the person went that tried to light it on fire, which is always kind of a question. Yeah. Hey, I'm with Status Quo. Would you mind talking to us for a minute? Yeah. Hi. So you have a declarative message on this flag. What does it say?
Fuck ICE.
So what do you mean by that?
I mean, fuck them, literally, like in the face with your fist.
Okay. That is probably, I should have known what the answer to that question would be. So what brings you out here on this cold night?
I just can't be chilling in my house. Like, I just feel stir crazy. I don't know what to do. It feels like an emotional outlet just to be here and be with the people and be angry together.
Now, when we landed here, when we just started live, like we got inundated with flashbangs and pepper pellets. Have you been out here before, or is this your first night?
This is my first time at the Whipple building, yeah.
Oh, this is your first night? what has this experience been like? Not only just seeing everybody stick around after that kind of level of violence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. After seeing that, it motivated me more to come back out just to, bolster the numbers in case people were needed a night to recover. So it's something I've been meaning to do, and that just further inspired me to come out.
Are you from the area?
Yep, South Side.
What has it been like watching Southside? So you've had a considerable presence, right, of from ICE officers raiding areas. What has that been like to watch kind of your city get attacked by its own government?
Yeah, it just feels like 2020 all over again, George Floyd, and it's kind of traumatic in a sense where I just feel a lot of immediate emotion, and everything feels so similar, and it feels like, what did we accomplish the first time around? Violence being even more prevalent, and I think we're seeing a lot less looting and destroying of the city. Maybe that has to do with people it was COVID time and people were not only upset, but it was warmer out, and they had all the pent up energy of just being inside. But I'm not opposed to that happening again, and I think that we're just a few incidents or one incident away from it happening again, maybe at a bigger scale.
Now the Trump and his ICE officer, they focused on a handful of cities. They've gone after Portland a little bit. They've gone after Chicago was a big focus, but it seems like Minneapolis is on a different level. But the protests and the riots of George Floyd, response to George Floyd, really seem to have been a kind of sticking point for not just the Trump, but MAGA world. I mean, the number of people that I've talked to in, cab drivers or whatever, that tell me, well, Minneapolis burned down. There's nothing left. And it seems like this has been one of the reasons for the main focus of hammering this blue city with mayor, with a governor that dared to run against him and for his second term. And I guess what is that? What do you see there?
I think it is really strange that, not only in the same city, but within a 5-block radius of the first event. So I don't know, maybe it is something they have a grudge against us, or, they see Minneapolis as a perfect medium-sized large city for a testing ground to see how the left respond to these types of tactics, and maybe a testing ground just to try these new methods on. And we are such a diverse city for our size as well. So
no, we have a couple dozen people, or more than a couple dozen people here, rallying in extremely cold. Obviously not from Minneapolis. I'm from upstate New York, so I know my cold. But this has been hardening. But not just the number of people that are out here right now, but driving around the city and watching the immediate response of fellow residents of Minneapolis and St. Paul show up to street corners where they know they're going to get pepper sprayed. What have you participated in any of that, and what has it been like to hear about that, see about it?
Yeah, I was there when the precinct burned down during the George Floyd uprising. The night that was I think the biggest police and protester conflict, and I did get hit with pepper spray, rubber bullets. And so I'm definitely, I know how that goes down, and I feel like it hasn't gotten quite to that level yet, but I'm not afraid to stand in the front lines and put myself in that kind of harm's way just as a white man. Feels like a responsibility in a way, just having the privilege of, not being under the extra scrutiny that minorities face being out here. I can't even imagine, you feel like you have a target on your back in your regular day-to-day life when stuff like this isn't happening. And then, so for those people, I feel like I need to show up for them in a way.
What does it feel like to be, you're, I would assume, an anti-fascist at least based on the flag. What does it feel like to be called essentially a terrorist by your own government and your own president via executive order?
I'm kind of proud of it in a way. I don't want to align with them in any type of way. So, of course, the views that I have would put me, I'm against, I want almost every part of our system to fall down, capitalism at the number one. So I want more social run projects, and I'm not ashamed of anything I believe, because I know in my heart it's what's right for the people and the majority, and you see it working in other countries across the world, countries that have better access to healthcare, and and that's what I want. So I don't give two shits what our government wants to label me as. I'm the mayor of Antifa. My name is Taylor Burks. So
We found him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayor. Sure, what? We have a big mobility bus.
Let me come out to the. Let's go out.
What was it called again?
We're Status Coup News, COUP.com. Yep.
I know, goddamn.
Always a reminder, we are Status Coup. You can go to statuscoup.com and follow us. Go to our YouTube page. You can subscribe for $5 a month and support our work out here. Got a wide range of signs here. We got obviously the F-ICE sign, another F-ICE sign over there. A person with a Liberty, Don't Tread on Me flag, Liberty or Death, Don't Tread on Me, We the People, 1776 flag. You got a full range of the political spectrum out here, kind of saying, well, you can focus on that flag. I think that's what most of these people are saying here, especially after a couple flashbangs in the face. Just what's up? I'm good. I'm good. It's a quiet moment. I want to recommend a book to everyone. It's Nobody is Protected. It's by Rhys Jones. It is a fantastic history of how the Border Patrol and ICE came into being from the 30s, from past that, from the exclusionary acts, and how what is happening today on our streets has been solidified year after year in the Supreme Court in the lack of movement from the government from doing anything to stop the expansion of their powers to be able to basically detain everyone, stop people within 100 miles of borders, to do what they're doing, CN here, to hear what we've heard, what I just read from Stephen Miller, saying that basically, yeah, see what you all are doing? Don't worry, you are protected.
I want to talk to the guy with that flag.
Yeah, you doing? Yes, sir. You mind if we talk to you on camera? With the Status Coup News?
Sure.
Yeah. So notice you have a flag, it's Liberty or Death. We the People, 1776. It's a flag that I point out, like, you wouldn't necessarily see at a what would be considered a anti-fascist movement.
Definitely you would. I mean, why not? It has its birth in the revolution. I mean Don't Tread on Me. I forget when it first came about. It was like it wasn't 1776, obviously, but no, it's kind of I think it's been somewhat co-opted. They've kind of taken it and associated it with a little bit with the General Lee, but it's really not. I mean, it's more a kind of a it's more of a libertarian viewpoint, I guess. And that's kind of my take on it. Less government outreach.
This is the Federal Protective Service.
Okay.
It's in violation of federal law to interfere with officers by blinding them with intense strobe lights while in the performance of official duty. You have been identified, and we will come get you and arrest you.
I'm not quite sure if they're responding to the woman with the flashlight again or not, but there was a woman who got arrested. She had a small, maybe 5-inch flashlight, and that's possibly what they...
That was enough to do it, huh?
So I was talking about this. It is an interesting thing that, like, you have the kind of, you have Alex Jones being, you know, it's the 1776 movement, and it's like the lead up to J6, but it's like the lead up
actually co-opted it too, those motherfuckers. Yeah, no.
But 1776 was about overthrowing a guy that, you know, didn't show representation, didn't, you know, was a king. And we've had no king protests. We've had, you know, anti-fascist movement.
Yeah,
I guess what's your thoughts on, like, the fact that it's been kind of co-opted and, like, trying to bring it back?
Yeah, it's absolutely bringing it back. I mean, you know, it kind of says everything that needs to be said. You know, it's the birthplace, the birth year of our country. It's, you know, why should the right co-opt our flag? Why should the right, you know, be the patriotic ones? We are, man. I mean, this is what our country's about. This is where we got our roots, and this is what we need to get back to. I mean, this is bullshit what's happening. Every single fucking day in the streets, you read about new shit, and it's just gotta stop. And so just being out here, talking about this, flying fags, and listening to these people scream, it's just awesome. I mean, I love it.
It's interesting to see. I remember covering the Republican Party at, like, CPAC and things like that, like, just 20 years ago, and it was a libertarian. It wasn't a libertarian party, but it was a small, you know, they claim small government, small, you know, thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where, like, all of this kind of came out, or not all of this, but all of this came out of, really, unfortunately. And now we have literally masked men in the streets, kidnapping often American citizens. I guess, what is that, as a, you know, whether or not you're a libertarian, but, like, as somebody who says kind of some of those beliefs, what has that been like to see?
It's frustrating. It's angering. My wife is Mexican, and she has to carry a passport now. You know, she works at Green Central. And, you know, they were circling her school on, you know, the day that Renee got shot. You know, they went into lockdown, and me and a couple buddies went down and picked her up because she unfortunately took that day to leave her driver's license and phone at home. So we went down and got her. And, you know, to have to go pick up your wife and drive her home because you don't feel that it's safe for her to, you know, to drive through a perfectly good South Minneapolis neighborhood. It's angering. It's not right. And it's got to stop. I mean, plain and simple. I don't know what else to say, man.
I remember, trying to remember, it was the 2010, the SB 1070 was a really big thing in Arizona. People, you know, boycotted Arizona for ages. They called it the Papers, Please law because, you know, anybody basically looking, what's now the Kavanaugh stop, basically, if you look brown, you can get stopped by ICE. And now we have where, you know, I mean, literally, the real IDs that the federal government spent the last decade trying to making sure we got this certified that it would ever. Now they're saying that that's not even good enough. And you say that your wife has to carry around her passport.
Just as a precaution, because I mean, if she doesn't have some proof, you know, then she could end up down here, and then, you know, who knows what's going to happen. You know, I mean, because she's also pretty outspoken, so she wouldn't take it very well. So
it's been really heartening to see dozens. I mean, the organization behind, you know, the people in just following where ICE is, following where they're doing their raids, following where the DHS they're doing their things, and you have just kind of normal people. You know, now are these turning into, you know, there's been a couple articles written about the supposed threat of the like suburban mom because they're now the ones that are following ICE around in their cars, and they're writing down license plates. And
man, it's great. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, I'm happy to come out as often as I can, and it's not very often, but there are people out that are out here every single day. They're devoting time to this. They're following people around. I mean, it's incredible, man. I mean, it makes me so proud to be, you know, from Minneapolis. It makes me so proud to be from Minnesota because, you know, this is the response that is warranted. This is the appropriate response. You know, we can't take it to the next level because, you know, then it's just bloodshed, and we don't want that. So
there's a phrase that I always loved is the Midwest nice, and I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
I know I've seen that a lot because to bring it down, Renee, one of the last things they said was basically like, we're not angry at you,
Right.
as she drove away,
Yeah.
and it's just like there's an intention behind if we're going to be not angry necessarily, but like if we're going to take action, but we're going to be nice about it. And obviously we've had some words here, but seeing people, there's a passion that it's been fantastic to see in kind of just, I don't want to say normal people, but like people that aren't part of organizations or active, like have an official title.
Yeah, no, it's a sense of community. It kind of brings that out. I think it brings people together. It's instead of diversifying us, it's bringing us together. Maybe not everybody, but enough people. We've talked to several people tonight. One was a school teacher. He's like, "This is my first time out." It's like, cool, way to go, man. I mean, the more people just come out and let their thoughts be known. I mean, obviously it's going to have to take place at the polls as well too when that rolls around in 8 or 9 months. But let's hopefully we can keep it up, continue, and make our voices be heard. So.
Everyone hates you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not very interested.
Thanks. Very good.
You yell at us for blaming you, but you're blaming us if I walk in the traffic. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fucking take me out of fight! Shut up, yeah! Go back home! Go the fuck wherever you came from and get the fuck out of Minneapolis! Fuck you! Get the fuck out! Fuck you! Get out! Get the fuck out! Everyone fucking hates you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, Mr. Pickle. Status Quo.
So that was live?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
well-
I won't be able to see it back or anything?
Oh no, it'll be a Status Quo. Go to our YouTube page. You can see it there. It'll be up there. We're on a whole bunch of networks. We're also on the
Okay, you got a card or something?
just go to statusquo.com.
Statusquo.com.
Yep.
That's what you're doing!
Good job. You covered everything, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
How much Midas stuff? How much Midas Touch?
Yep, we're on the. Yep, it's always a good reminder that we're on the Midas Touch partnership. We're rebroadcast there. Do you mind we chat with you just a second?
Might as well.
So, oh yeah, sorry. What is that? Oh yeah, we're too far. Yep. And you sorry, I was just you're wearing a shark head. Why is that?
I figured I'd come out and look ridiculous like everybody else likes to. I didn't have a frog, so I had a shark, so I figured I'd
There's
come
a
out with a
pickle
shark.
over there.
I saw the pickle. I was enjoying the pickle.
Yeah. From Brigade. Yeah. So what brings you out here?
Oh, the civil unrest. I actually worked for what's called FagelLovers.net. And when it was George Floyd was the riots there, I went out and covered that as well. So I had to come and see for myself. This is an unfortunate situation, and unfortunately, we're in a spot where things are getting tense and stuff. So I'm here to see things, kind of support the protesters in my own personal aspect. But while I'm out here, I'm trying to be objective as possible. But yeah, this is a crazy bit of history that's happening right before our eyes. So I had to come see it for myself. Like I said, you can't judge unless you go see for yourself.
We've kind of had a lot of history just in the last, well, I would say just in the last 2 weeks, but in the last little bit of it, well, not even a year yet. I guess what are you kind of like seeing people like organize, seeing people get motivated? Has that been heartening to you? Has that been like communities coming together?
I do like seeing Minneapolis come together, especially with the current political climate. Everything is everybody's at each other's throat. People are uniting over an injustice right now, and it's good to see that because a lot of these injustices, they do get looked over. The shooting in Portland that happened the day after, it's been looked over. And so it's good to see people are standing up because we are getting into the point where we're blending into a tyrannical government. And so we need people to organize and show power because the only way they're ever going to understand is with numbers. they don't understand anything else. The only other way they understand things is through violence, unfortunately. And they are the violent ones, and we are trying to be as peaceful as possible. I did see some fireworks yesterday, but other than that, everything's been pretty peaceful, and it kind of shows on them. History will tell, and history will retell the story, and it's not going to be in their favor.
It is. I mean, we did see, the flashbangs. So they shot at the crowd here. That has been peaceful as far as I've seen. The couple times we've come down here. What do you think about the response that our federal government has had kind of against its citizens?
Well, they're inflaming things, and they know it too, and they're trying to. They like to divide. They like to stoke things. This is how the last time he was in office, things went too. It was just as crazy. Things get boiled over, then they got to go start stuff with other countries. I don't know how they're going to continue to maintain this type of demeanor when, at the end of the day, we're burning every bridge possible. And you don't want to burn the bridge with American citizens, because guess what? Right now, Donald Trump's polling at, 36% and going down? You really need to start thinking about these things. Midterms are coming up, and that's having disrest like this is not going to help.
It seems that he has a real thing. I mean, Chicago's always been a really big thing for him, but this time around, Chicago was like kind of the last administration a little bit. Obviously, a lot going on in Chicago earlier, last year. But these responses that this kind of thing that he's been doing, he's called for a great retribution against basically the people of Minneapolis and Minnesota. What is it, having a president that seems to have something really in his craw about this city?
Well, I would just like to say that sounds very Third Reich of him. Very, very Third Reich of him, and they keep using a lot of Third Reich verbiage and stuff like that. So it's kind of concerning me that we have a president that seems, and Stephen Miller, if you do ever watch this, I know you're a Nazi. So that's all I have to say to that part. But it's very concerning. Like I said, he's been compromised as a Russian spy for a long time. So it's just aggravating to see that, the current state of things are in, and we don't even know how things are going to go over the next 3 years.
Now, you just mentioned Stephen Miller, and he, through the Department of Homeland Security, through DHS, he tweeted out basically a reminder to the federal officers here that basically they're protected. That whatever they do, if people attack them, whether I guess they define that as using a small flashlight against them, is attacking them. Here we have in the background we have some flashes going off, so we might have a response. But it is the fact that these officers seem to have protection, not just from any consequences, being arrested, being at least tried for what they're doing, what has been caught on camera by us and by other people. But they have their faces covered, and we don't even know who they are. So even if another administration comes along, I don't know if we can, match them up.
Well, the problem being, too, is Stephen Miller, like I said, if you ever see this, remember, you are not an attorney, and you do not understand law. So when you're going in interpreting law and saying all these things and giving these ICE agents misguidance, state law still applies. You can still be charged state. That's why Derek Chauvin's not pardoned right now, because he still has to deal with the state charges. And so Stephen Miller, since he was a child, has been a social reject. So this is just his social reject trying to get back after all these years. So telling, thugged agents that, you're not going to have any No, Stephen, you're not going to have any prosecution. They will one day. And I'm sure they will obscure things and make it harder. But people like Jonathan Ross, unfortunately, are no longer immune from that. We know who you are. And so, like I said, history is going to tell in the long run here. Like, seriously, that just like the Nazis, just like any other extreme aggressive regimes, history is not kind to them.
Do you have hope that a next administration, or do you just hope that the times of history takes it upon them?
This is actually a very good question, and I do have hope. I think everybody still needs to have hope. Just because we're in turmoil, that's just how human history has always been. We go through social turmoil, we get better, we learn, we adapt. That's how we survive for 250 million years here. So keep your heads up, people. Like seriously, because like I said, this stuff is crazy, and it's going to get intense, but things will get better one day. Like I said, the Trump administration especially is already losing support left and right from their own base, from their own constituents, from literally the Congress. It's only a matter of time before, and everything keeps blowing up in Donald Trump's face. It just keeps blowing up and up and up. So he's a disaster, and he's just going to be kind of remembered in history as a clown.
I think that's a great way to end. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks.
Looking forward to seeing you guys continue coverage of stuff. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Reminder, you can fist bump. Thank you much. Reminder, go to statusquo.com/join.
I just want to thank you guys for watching right now.
Oh, thank you.
JT, okay?
What's that?
JT, is he taking
JT's okay.
Yeah. As a reminder, we're out here. There's been at least one woman bleeding out on the streets from federal officers attacking them. You have dozens of people out here in the freezing cold. I know, not freezing cold is actually kind of nice for Minneapolis. I know, Yale, but it's passion, the passion that citizens and residents of Minneapolis and the area are showing, and standing off against armed men with guns that basically, as we saw, Stephen Miller in the Department of Homeland Security has said, whatever you got to do it. We got your back. You're not going to be prosecuted. You're not going to whatever. And we don't have, there's no ABC, there's certainly no CBS, no Barry Weiss News, and nobody's out here. Status Quo is out here. We're independent, and we need your support to be able to continue doing this. If you can go to statusquo.com/join, only $5 a month, supports us. It buys us hand warmers, buys us gloves. I only got one right now. And like I said before, it gets our cameraman medical attention when he needs it, when we get attacked by the flashbangs. The hotel, yes. You got one thing that, remember, is that all of these things really add up. We have hotels, we have flights, we have car rentals, we have food, obviously. We do have to occasionally eat in the meantime. So far today, I've had a banana and some trail mix, but you know, it takes money, and it's since we don't have corporate advertisers, we don't take money from billionaires, you know, like the other TV networks do. We need your support. So if you can go to statusquo.com/join, and only $5 a month, what is that? That's like the price of a random podcast, and we do live streams. We've got shows. We're out here in the freezing cold, in the dark, showing you what's really happening in America in a way that none of the corporate news and none of the paid or bought news does. Interesting background on why they did. I read it.
And we hate your ass.
You guys are defending people that cold blood and murder people, and you're sitting there defending them. You call yourself police. You guys should be not called police. You guys should take those fucking fucking pedophiles. Not people that kill. You are killing people, and you're protecting them. You are not don't care. Look, this is me. I'm right here. Go ahead.
Fuck you!
I will not get rid of. I will come back night after night.
Fuck you!
This is Minnesota.
This is a real community!
Why did you violate our rights?
Just want to remind.
You have nothing to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, John, for the reminder. If you're wondering why you're seeing my mug and not JT, is he went home for a break, and what's up? Oh yeah. He just went home for a break, like we all have to. I'll be on for the next couple days here in Minneapolis. A reminder, we're here at the Whipple Federal Building, where a protest has been happening every night for the last couple weeks.
What do your kids think about you?
Hey, on. Letting them know. Let's do the national anthem.
Yeah.
That's America.
You lead it!
Why not? That's America. To the Constitution of the Minnesota and America. Let's show them what America is. Maybe they'll sing along. Our kids in school say it. But you guys aren't big enough to say the national anthem. Our kids say it. They don't deserve. Sorry. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming? What's so clouds and bright stars through the perilous fight? Our ramparts we watch as the gallantly streaming and the rocket's red glare about bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's America. You're nothing. This is fucking America. This is Minnesota.
Welcome to Minnesota!
Fucking Russia.
Get the fuck out of here!
Now it's your turn to sing. Sing us a song.
why are you out here today, Pickle Rick?
I'm out here tonight because they are terrorizing Minnesota. They are terrorizing my friends, neighbors, and my clients. They are literally going door to door, and they are harassing vulnerable adults. My clients are vulnerable adults, and they are harassing them. That happened yesterday. That is bullshit. And we will not stand for it. Minnesota is united.
What has it been like to see so many people turn out at a federal building in the cold, in the dark?
I love Minneapolis. We come out, people are delivering food out to us, coffee, supporting us. It's just wonderful. I love Minneapolis. I'm proud of my city.
So I have to ask, point out the 200-pound, I'm sorry, pickle in the room. What you're wearing a Pickle Rick costume. Why is that?
I'm wearing it because I'm showing them how absolutely silly this whole thing is. But I am also representing the geek society of Minnesota, all my friends from Convergence. We're coming out, we're showing you what Minnesota looks like. This is what Minnesota looks like. We are geeky, we are proud, and we're fucking mad at ICE.
Why do you think that this administration, this president has seeming to have such an anger against this city.
He hates walls. He is angry at anybody who will stand up to him. He is just a crybaby. Anybody who shows any semblance of intelligence, he just targets them. He is just such a pathetic little man.
There's been thousands of people organizing in this city to fight back in the streets, in suburban streets, in quiet little corners in front of coffee shops, against the ICE raid, against these raids on the residents of your city. What has it been like to see that happen and organized?
It scares me. I admit, I am scared for my society, scared for my fellow citizens. They are literally chasing away my friends and my family, and I just can't stand it. I just can't sit idly by. But it's been amazing watching people just, organize, show up on the street corners. They're in chat rooms, telling people, oh, ICE viewed, there's sharing license plates. It's incredible to watch this just kind of happen. Obviously it didn't just happen, but like the organization of just random citizens. I mean, yeah, they've got guns and pepper spray, but there's more of us out here. And yeah, I admit, we are scared, but we are not going to back down. And I know my community feels the same way. That's why they are out here. We will protect our city. We will protect our neighbors.
And we do remember at the end, Pickle Rick did win.
Well, Pickle Rick always wins in the end. And he learns his lessons too. He makes mistakes, but he stands up against anarchy.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right, thank you. You have a good one.
It's been fantastic to see that the idea of like the frog costumes and that sort of thing coming from Johnny, you might want to move and spread across this entire country. I cover a lot of things in Norfolk, Virginia, and you have people in these costumes at protests all over, and obviously here. Hopefully it's keeping them a little bit warm, the costume. You've seen people in a Pickle Rick costume. You still have officers come in, usually in tinted SUVs, SUVs with tinted windows. Every single time they come in and out of the building's gate and entrance, they get yelled at. Occasionally a snowball might be thrown. But there's seemingly never a quiet moment for the mostly men that have decided to make their living by destroying people's lives. Yeah.
Fuck you, Gustavo!
You okay? Yeah.
Cocksucker!
Just gotta put my hands in the mouth for a while.
Talk to him.
What's the most copyrighted song?
I like your side, by the way.
Thank you. It's okay to be gay! We love it! Just come out!
In the
You guys ever resolved the participation trophy?
Oh, okay. I was just giving a reminder that we're, tomorrow we're going to be doing the same thing we did today, which is run around the city, and basically we chase leads on a continual basis. We get from other journalists, from sources that we have within the community, activists who are on, street corners and keeping eye out. If you drive through Minneapolis right now, especially in certain communities, you'll see people with cell phones and masks, where they're basically taking photos of cars as they drive by that are suspicious, that have the telltale signs of being, federal officers who are going to come into the community and try to steal somebody away. And this is what we do all day. We don't do that live necessarily, but this is the kind of work that, only independent journalists seem to be doing out here, which is kind of shocking. And if you appreciate our work, you can go to statuscoup.com/join, and just for $5 a month, you can get access to all of our videos. We're working on a couple documentaries, and we're trying to expand as much as we can because there's a lot to cover. Just nonstop. We could be in every city in America right now covering these. You have a lot of the same thing happening in Portland. You have a lot of the same thing happening in out in, even in New York City in that area. And we would love to be able to have more people on the ground covering this. Not in the way that corporate media does, which is make phone calls to independent journalists and try to get free help from them, or free photos or free videos that you see all the time on Twitter. We need your support. That person is
Well, then, yeah. Actually, I got in.
I'm not sure if it's that one, the coordinate sign.
Do you mind if we talk to you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I'm Zach with Status Coup, and we saw your sign. Can you tell us? Can you read it for us and tell us what it's about?
My sign says, "Do not obey in advance," which is the first of 20 lessons on tyranny from the 20th century. We are no different from the Europeans who fell to fascism and communism, except we might have the chance of learning from history. With the murder of Renee Nicole Good and the president, the vice president, the secretary of Homeland Security exonerating the murderer with no investigation, covering up the crime scene, not letting in medical professionals, and conducting their own investigation when they've already decided the outcome. If that's what we've come to, we are now in an authoritarian state, or at the very least, this is an authoritarian regime. We have a democracy with checks and balances, and we need to defend it. I have my sign that says, "Do not obey in advance," because we cannot give them power that they do not have. If we don't come out here and protest and use our voices, they're going to start arresting the few who do. And what's normal is going to become the law. And we're not going to be able to express ourselves any more freely for the First Amendment.
It's been a shocking year. I think that by almost anybody's standards, a person who's covered extremism for the last decade, and even I was surprised at how quickly this administration has done what they're doing. What we saw today, shooting flashbangs at crowds, kicking down doors, and ripping people out of their homes. Are you from Minneapolis? You from the area?
I'm from Eden Prairie. I drove out from the suburbs because I can't stand this, and I can't sit at home while I watch Minnesotans' constitutional rights be violated.
What has it been like watching this, play out on, cell phone videos, people filming from their cars, and and watching federal officers in camo. We just have a car driving by, so that's what they got. But we don't like watching people get pulled from their cars this quickly and without the Supreme Court, without like a lot of people in Congress being able to speak out or do anything about it.
Yes, we have Fourth Amendment rights in this country, and we should be protected from unlawful search and seizure, which means it's not okay to pull people off the streets or out of their cars without due cause. So it has been very, very terrifying to see this happen in our country. They're going door to door and knocking down doors without warrants. That is not America. We're breaking and entering to people's homes, denying them their rights to privacy, and they want to deprive us of our free speech as well. We need ICE to get out of Minnesota, and we need Republicans to stand up against what is clearly an authoritarian regime and stop ceding more power to him. They need to grow a backbone.
What do you think that, I mean, I'm not quite sure I see what even Republicans, like, not that there seem to be any, like, reasonable ones left, but like, how they see this end. Donald Trump dies at a certain point. And how does our government kind of continue with where they have basically a God king, and if he's not around, I don't know.
I think the MAGA part of the country will choose a successor. I don't know if it will be Vance or if it's going to be somebody else. If it's going to be Don Trump Jr., I don't know who it's going to be. But I know they detest democracy, they detest free elections, and they don't want there to be any more elections in this country ever again. And J.D. Vance has already said that he will not certify the results of elections unless they go their way. I was not a fan of Mike Pence back before he became Donald Trump's running mate, and I wasn't throughout the entire term. But now I believe that man is a hero for standing up to defend the Constitution, even if I don't agree with his politics. We don't even have people like that in the administration anymore. They want to make us have fraudulent elections, and they want to take all of the power in a one-party system, and we should be very afraid of that.
It's interesting as a city, the Midwest, Minnesota is known as nice. You guys are nice.
Yes.
And I think that in a real way, you guys have done a really great job at not obeying in advance by showing up in the streets and street corners, like just on text message threads or whatever, that like telling people where to go and show up, and then getting potentially pepper sprayed and tear gassed. It's been wild to see. I've just been down on the ground one day here. Our team has been down here for weeks, but what has that been to see, like your fellow people of Minnesota?
Sure. I was here on Saturday, and they approached us 3 times with pepper, powder, munitions, with flashbangs, with tear gas. And they 25 people swarmed on one person to arrest them in a crowd of peaceful protesters. There were maybe 100 of us here. But yeah, we are Minnesota nice, but not when it comes to our rights. We are going to stand up and defend them. And if we don't do it here, who will?
This whole area, I don't know what the song was playing in the background, but it sounds a little bit like a labor song. This whole area is very, you have Wisconsin and Minnesota has kind of the DFL, a long labor kind of and organizational background of just normal citizens, coming together. And you see this out in the streets here, and it's kind of fantastic.
I think so too. I'm proud of my fellow Minnesotans for protesting peacefully and relentlessly. I think ICE plans to occupy the city for 60 more days, and I believe the city plans to protest for at least that long, for at least as long as they're here, because we can never show them that we are going to cow to their fear tactics and let them take over. It's not going to happen. I believe the president is hoping that he can get enough ICE agents to occupy all the cities of this country eventually, so they can have a higher authority over local police departments and have a monopoly on the use of force and punishments for crime.
Do you think that I don't know if really the federal government really if they really thought that it was going to be kind of this hard and that people would fight this hard back at them?
Yeah, I would like to tell the story of why I'm here and why I came on Saturday. I have never once been to a protest in my entire life before this Saturday. And what did it is not just the ICE presence in Minnesota. It's not the surge of the largest ICE agent activity in any city, even though we're not as big of a city as, say, Los Angeles. And it's almost not even because of the murder. It was horrible that ICE agent shot her in the face unnecessarily, not following protocols. You're never supposed to step in front of a vehicle. But the fact that he's getting away with it because the president, the vice president, Department of Homeland Security, they already exonerated this man. They did not identify the woman, and they told the nation that she is a domestic terrorist. And this man was just doing his duty by shooting a middle-aged mother in the face. So with there being no accountability, only the feds are going to investigate. They're not even letting Minnesota, the BCA, to come in and do any investigating. It feels very real to me that we have crossed that Rubicon. This is becoming an authoritarian state, and I cannot sit at home any longer.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if, what was your name?
My name is Greg.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
Stay warm if you can.
Come here, we got something. Let's go back for you guys with
Status. What is it? Status.
I want to take a picture while on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, status quo. See what you pay. Thanks, man.
Status quo.
Where's Dave? Toward the parking lot. Okay. So let people know what's happening. Ford's gonna Ford.
But the same beast.
Andrew's right here.
Ford, show
You guys need to cut your nails. Just cut your nails.
Alright, so we're good? Yep. And Mark, you ready?
So we've just been informed that there is a emergency protest at the Graduate Hotel here. Yeah, so that again is we've just been informed that there's an emergency protest happening. We're traveling right now to it. We're going to be jumping in a truck, and you're going to go live with us as we go to the Graduate Hotel. That's much like there's a protest a couple days ago in front of another hotel that was housing ICE agents that federal officers. We're now going to go to another one that's housing them, the Graduate Hotel here, and we're on our way. Oh yeah, we would definitely. Yes, want to give a shout out to the other independent folks that are with us. Mercado Media, who has been our wild driver throughout the city, figuring out the back streets and finding the video that we'll be sharing with you as time goes on. And of course, also Ford Fisher of News to Share, longtime friend of mine, and we're basically a team of independent journalists that are traveling around and covering this in the way that you have to, because we have to share resources, and we can't get executive flights places. We don't fly first class. We're driving around in a pickup truck and shoved all 5 of us in the back and looking for stories.
Thank you. We will.
Hey.
hotel. The hotel that. Not our hotel.
Yes. Hopefully our hotel's not being protested. Yes.
No, because ours isn't a hotel.
Yes.
I don't think they put ice in Airbnbs. I know, but that's factual. I don't think they put ice in Airbnbs.
Yes. Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Breaking news. Yes. Yeah. No, they put them up at the Hilton and the whatever other corporate chains. Not surprisingly.
Do you guys want to be at the back together? However you want to do it.
I think we're fine. Yes, and of course, we cannot forget that we also want to thank Midas Touch, who is our partner in, well, not crime, but in journalism, that we are partying and live streaming with them as we're trying to get ready to get in the car to go to the hotel. So we're going to have maybe a little bit of shaky camera as we go around. Yeah, that's fine.
You guys are doing what I do all day now.
Yeah.
You want me to hold that? Hold on, I got it.
Just figuring out logistics right now.
That's the new 24-hour stream. Just cycle through your reporters and just keep giving John.
I'm going to have status quo all the time. We're just...
Corey, could you send me that flyer to anything?
Yeah. John took a picture of my screen. I had taken a picture of someone else's screen. What we could do is have you take a picture of John's, and then it'll be a second triple layer picture.
To give a scene of we're in, it's the three grown men tightly sardined in the back of a pickup truck as we're about to head to a impromptu emergency protest.
Yeah,
oh, you got to close your door first, so you might hear.
It's Graduate by Hilton, 615 Washington Ave. It's the same organization that's put on the one on Friday.
Yep. That's Ford Fisher of News to Share Media. Here. And we're driving in a car courtesy of Mercado Media, who is currently driving. It has kept us surprisingly safe as we hauled butt through the city. Always keeping within the letter of the traffic laws.
Absolutely. Pinnacle of making sure we're good.
Yes. Yes.
From the flashbang, they threw one right at my foot, and I got. Boom! You got lit up, Dad. I got lit up by the pepper balls. You was just getting.
How are you doing, Dave?
If I feel like if I were a Christmas tree, the pepper balls would be my ornaments.
Yeah, it's always fun driving with a bunch of journalists after one of these because you're packed in a car and half of us been shot with pepper, some of us been mazed, some of us whatever. So sometimes it'll be 30 degrees out and we're driving with the car windows down, and so if you hear a lot of people coughing, it's probably not because anyone really yet has a cold, but it's because there might be some reminiscence of the essence of pepper in the car. You get to see the trip we take. We're just leaving the Whipple Federal Building, and I don't know if we're jumping on a highway or what we're doing.
We will not be jumping on the highway. They fucking got bad with sorry. That's me. I'm mad with that. Flash. Oh, you too. That's right. That's right. So how are you feeling? I mean, I'm like, I got ringing going on in my right ear still. It feels like I have like waterlogged. Yeah, from the flash. They threw it at my feet. And then I gotta bring ear protection. Yeah, I always carry some just in case. I know. Like the ringing is crazy work.
If it's not whistles and honking, it's ringing from flashbangs.
Tinnitus. Mom! Sorry, I was trying to make an Archer joke and I forgot it.
What's your impression so far, Zach, that you've been here now for like, you started right away? You started immediately?
Yeah, this morning I flew in from South Carolina and left at 5:45 in the morning. Landed in Minneapolis at 9:30 or about 10 o'clock. These fine gentlemen picked me up in a truck, and we immediately went out to was it tear gas? Was it just tear gas and some pepper spray? I saw multiple people get that heavy.
Flash grenades, unspent flash grenades. Sometimes they throw flash grenades without pulling the pin out, which is sort of an interesting phenomenon. I shouldn't say sometimes. That was the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
It's a bold move. the protesters did not choose to pick it up.
They're instead of like putting the ice chunks around it, they were doing that today, building like a little house over the tear gas canister. Also, did you see the one that wasn't spent, that was just on the ground?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
They either threw it like that or dropped it, because a few of them were dropping their shit.
Yeah.
In fairness, I lost a glove out there, so so I get it. Sometimes you lose a glove, sometimes you lose a grenade. These things happen.
Glove today, gone tomorrow.
Yep.
How far are we?
We are 17 minutes. We're gonna get there. We're still gonna get there, really. Ford, I'm glad Ford told us. He did.
Yeah, I mean, so just to fill your dead air time, not dead air time, but as the eventless time. So we covered. I can see that this is an SDS organized protest, and we covered a similar style or theme of demonstration, which was that on Friday there was a protest specifically outside the Canopy by Hilton that had been organized in response to them basically saying we welcome all types of people, meaning like ICE types of people, and
federal government money.
And so with the gigantic surge, right? Like the hotels are filling up with feds, and some are overtly and some more clandestinely, but trying to resist having their hotels end up being filled with feds. Yeah. And so the demonstration that took place on Friday began at the Canopy by Hilton, and then went to a number of other hotels that ICE is understood to be staying at. And basically they would just make a lot of noise outside and try to, wake people up, as well as sort of banging on the glass. There were some occasions where they tried to sort of get physically into the hotels, and what was interesting there was that the organizers of the event were very much trying to prevent that from happening, but people were angry, and so it kind of just kept happening to some extent until the state police arrived. When the police arrived to that, calling it an unlawful assembly and so forth, people sort of marched in other directions to get away from the declared unlawful assembly. Our colleague Will Allen actually stayed at the area near where the unlawful assembly had been declared. Like, rather than following the march, he stayed with the few people who stayed, including a couple who just sat their butts down on the pavement and said, like, we're not leaving, and from him, I know that about 15 people were arrested at that demonstration for choosing to disregard the unlawful assembly order.
Yeah. You've been here. That was Ford Fisher, by the way, of news to share. you've been here a couple days, is that you haven't seen like a lot of arrests. We saw the one earlier. She was pulled in and then immediately, not immediately, but like maybe 30 minutes later, kind of let out. She told us that she was not even processed. They didn't write anything down. They looked at her ID to make sure, I guess, that she was an American citizen, and then kind of let her out. Even they were kind of confused what to do. Has there been a lot of protests or a lot of arrests that you've seen on the ground?
So I would say relatively few arrests for the amount of actions taking place, right? So, and we observed this as well at the Broad facility in Chicago. And I think that the reasoning that I'm seeing, or that I think is sort of between the lines, is that when the federal agents make an arrest, it seems like they have a lot of leeway to go and actually make the arrest. But as far as, are they going to federally indict somebody over the thing, that whatever it is, right? When it came to Chicago, a lot of those charges ended up being dropped once the circumstances of the situation where they were arrested ended up getting scrutinized. There were several arrests that I documented in Chicago that ended up being dropped. Here, you just said, we saw somebody be released from that building, from the Will building, and say, they held me for a long time. They accused me of obstruction. As far as I know, I'm not actually charged with a crime. So what I've seen much more happen is that they use pepper spray, sting balls, tear gas, as a method to sort of retaliate against whatever it is that they're seeing as, either an obstruction of them or whatever the case may be, but not a very significant number of arrests.
It does seem like they just don't want to be bothered, like, is a lot of it to me, like kind of an immediate response. Is that not wrong?
It's probably a lot of paperwork afterwards. I mean, it's hard to know what exactly is going on from their perspective, right? I mean, even when the charges were dropped for the people who were arrested in Broadview, it's kind of like a form letter to the court that says, in the interest of justice, we file a motion to dismiss this without prejudice. And that doesn't really tell you a lot about what they're thinking, right? It's easy to assume that it just wasn't worth it. There's an evidentiary lapse. It having to do the discovery for the case would expose something else that they don't want exposed. There's all kinds of reasons that you could speculate. But the other thing that I would point out is that these agents are here hoping to arrest people who they accuse of being in the country illegally, and the protesters, I think, are to some extent getting in their way, but are not actually what their goal is, right? I don't, those people don't get deported, at least to the extent that they're U.S. citizens and so forth.
It's not like we've seen in the past, like whether it be Ferguson or the George Floyd protests and that sort of thing, where the focus is trying to stop people from protest, stop people from being out of the streets. If the National Guard show up, is to get them to go home. It's kind of a byproduct here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tactic that has been used and discussed is that the ICE agents, and this is specifically in reference to kind of the roving protests, right? As people are driving around looking for the ICE agents and trying to document their whereabouts and so forth. Something that started happening here that hasn't happened in the prior cities is that in addition to just stopping and then warning them that they'll be charged with obstructing just for the act of following them, what I've heard from several people is that a tactic that's been used is that they spray pepper spray at a car as a method to tag it that it has already been given a warning. Yeah. And so what I saw the activists recommending is, if this happens to you, do not continue. Go to a car wash first.
That's a method that it was Southeast Asia. I'm trying to remember, Vietnam protest, or maybe not Vietnam. They would have basically water cannons that would have this semi-permanent dye that they would spray on protesters, and it's interesting to see federal troops, officers take a lesson from that, or maybe it's just maybe it's just, we got an orange spray we can use to paint.
Our mutual friend Alejandro Alvarez, when he was covering the Hong Kong protests in 2019, that was a tactic that was used. So the Communist Party of China actually uses this tactic, which is shooting blue paint out of these trucks. And that would hit like 100 people at once. I mean, those were huge, like, water cannons of paint. And again, with the idea being that now you're semi-permanently marked as a dissident of some kind.
Yeah, we have an update to tell the audience. To tell you we have 6 Department of Justice prosecutors have resigned over the Trump administration, pushing them to investigate not the killer of Renee Good, but to investigate the wife and widow of Renee Good, who was daring to shout at an officer before he shot and killed Renee. Other DOJ resignations are to be expected, or not necessarily, are likely be expected. And another update: the Trump Department of Justice is stating that there is no basic for a civil rights investigation into the murder of Nicole Good. There's no reason to, I guess, to look into it. The civil rights department of the DOJ, which would normally investigate shootings like this by police officers. You've had, most of the kind of the big name, police killings of the last decade. You've had them investigated by the civil rights department, at least at some level, maybe sometimes dealt with on a local level, but at least they've looked into it and see if there's a crime kind of that has elevated to the federal level. And then often you'd have a law enforcement official get prosecuted at a federal level and at a local level. That's what happened kind of with Derek Chauvin. I guess I should, we have, how long are we?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Introduce it since it's my first day in front of the camera here, or now behind the camera, physically at least. My name is Zach D. Roberts. I'm a photojournalist and an investigative journalist. I've worked covering the far right for at least the past decade, and covering voter suppression, working with BBC journalist and Guardian journalist Greg Palast in the past. I've a couple documentaries out, most recently Vigilantes, which covered the massive voter suppression operations that happened in the basically over the last 10 years, starting with Chris Kobach's Crosscheck program, but really most recently I've focused my work on covering far-right extremism, which we have seen be kind of just 10 years ago. You could even argue maybe a little bit farther back than that. It was, you had moments like Charlottesville, and they seemed like the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, that seemed like kind of moments in history that wouldn't necessarily be repeated. They were kind of a lark. But what I think a lot of people in the world that I work in that see this, that cover this world, is that we knew that this was building. You had many of these figures. Yes, some of them, ended up getting sued or whatever, but they had extreme connections within government, especially the Trump administration, and they had power and influence within the Trump administration. And we've seen that come to bear in the last year in a real way, where you have not only people like Stephen Miller's white nationalist policy really show its face in a real way, but you have literal white supremacists and white nationalists working in the administration. We have people like Amanda Moore have documented Reuters working in our government. You have, the social media accounts of our federal government posting not just, hidden messages, but very clear references to Nazi and white supremacist ideology and quotes from songs and usage. I mean, it's right in our face now, and it cannot be denied. And it's not just in, social media, but obviously we can see it right now. We saw it tonight this is policy now that the Trump administration has used his power, has gained enough power. The Supreme Court is broken for at least a generation, and that they're able to do what they're doing here in Minneapolis and what they did in Chicago before and what they're doing in probably will be doing again in Portland at some point and across this country. We had somebody say that, Minneapolis was a testing ground for the rest of the country to see if they could get away with it, if they can, send federal troops throughout the city attacking, not just, not that it would be acceptable in any way, shape, and form to attack non-citizens, but to attack both non-citizens and citizens who have identification or who dare to stand up against this, literally men in jackboots, wearing camo, heavily armed, some with long arms, some with, using their cars to, sometimes run over protesters. We've had multiple shootings in just the last week or last 2 weeks by these federal officers. And it's been shocking to kind of see how it's been dealt with by the national, especially the Beltway media, that it's just kind of a question. It's just like, how do you feel about this? Or how would you, it's not a real, there's no real investigation. There's no real lookout here. We can see that we just came back from these protests and there's no national media there. And hasn't been, really, other than, wire photographers, which is national media, but, you don't see the journalists on the ground. You don't see CBS News. You don't see Barry Weiss's network out here covering this in person. They don't have boots on the ground like we do. As we're running around in this car, driving around the city, just jam packed with independent journalists. Who all need your support. We've listed their outlets. You can support them. Obviously, you can support us at statuscoup.com/join. Just $5 a month. It keeps us going. And I think we're getting close.
We're just a couple blocks away. We're getting some. We'll be just a little bit early, which is extra early in activist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like never early. Yeah. Although the thing that happened on the Friday was so big. I mean, there was a significant amount of people, and then it grew. Tonight's colder, though.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the number one challenge, but we'll see. And also, actually, the quick organization, that's really the number one challenge. This was only, we found out about this in real time at the event that was just taking place, with 45 minutes to spare, 20 minutes away. So, we'll see how many people are willing to rush over to it.
I mean, something that we've seen on the ground here just today is that, like, it doesn't take a lot of people, though, because we're not talking about, for the most part, we're not talking about, 300 cops, we're covering something in DC or covering something, with the NYPD, they have a show of force. There's lines of cops, there's 200 cops collecting, overtime. Here, it's a small number of officers, even what was it, probably like 25 officers that ran and attacked us. It doesn't take a lot. So, I mean, you can have, 20 organized people, potentially get into a building and, cause a scene or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens, and if they're motivated in that way. I also think that when an event is so much, this was part of the issue on Friday, is that because the event was so humongous, it is much more difficult for organizers to kind of keep control of it because it's several blocks long. You just can't keep your eye on everybody.
Yeah.
If it was only 100 people tonight and a fair number of them were organizers of some kind, it'd be a lot easier for them to kind of like, instruct people on how to behave and so forth. So we'll see how big. That's kind of my biggest question going into it.
Yeah. It's very weird to do like a pregame show for a protest.
That's something I typically.
What do you expect for it? What are the numbers you expect? Sorry. We are seeing. Well, there's 3 officers. Just anytime we see police officers on the street, it's what's going on? It just seemed to be three cops walking.
Have really stayed out of most
that
of
is
the isolated
fascinating
stuff.
Yeah.
In the case of the hotel protests, it's actually the most of the local. I'm sorry, not local. It was state police who ultimately showed up in that situation, but they stayed out of it for a long time.
Yeah.
and in general, like as it relates to the ICE stuff, direct confrontations between ICE and civilians, the local and state police have completely stayed out of it.
There is 2 sheriff vehicles, it looks like, here. We are now going into a parking garage to park near this hotel. There's a couple officers walking through. Yeah, they look.
They probably know what's going on, and yeah. Assembling in place.
Like all the parking garages we've been in and that. I think there might have been a Gopher game tonight, something.
It's always one thing that's really interesting in covering these things in cities where it's just like you can have this mass amount of protests and violence by police officers, and then there'll be a sports game just ending, and you'll have this like I remember that during like half the Ferguson had it. You had all these things where it's just like the rest of the city's just still going on.
Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of my experience in Ukraine, walking around, bombs dropping down, people just going shopping, and going to work, and life goes on.
Yeah.
It's different realities, though.
Thank you. Oops, sorry. We're just parking now and going to be walking over to the hotel in a minute. So. And yet another parking garage at another protest. So. Historically, parking garages have been often a place that we've discovered, basically it's a way you kind of find out where people are about to go, as you can see insignia on cars and things like that. Obviously that won't be in this case, but. Just the rest of the impromptu team that we have here is just getting some stuff out of the back of the truck and getting ready for, it could be very simple, just a couple people outside sort of thing, or it could be, like it was the other nights where it was quite a ruckus. Yes, on top of, previously reported 6 Department of Justice prosecutors resigned over the, looks like, federals in the criminal section of the Justice Civil Rights have also resigned. So 12 prosecutors have resigned so far. So he's.
What's that?
Okay. We're just trying to figure out the best way out of this thing. Yeah, somehow we didn't necessarily, for once, we didn't actually get any brunt of it other than just literally right as we went live. So it was a fun start to working at Status Quo.
Tear gas and munitions magnet over there.
Welcome to your first day of work. Yeah. Remember back in the day, Ford, when it was a joke that if I showed up to something, nothing would happen? It really was for a long time. So we're like, oh, Zach showed up. So
do that to Minneapolis.
No. Well, no, it would have been nice if nothing, Oh yeah, but whoa! Damn ice. If you didn't see it on camera, I almost slipped. So, and unlike many ICE officers, I managed to stay upright. Which, of course, means inevitably I will slip and fall now that I've said that out loud. Careful right over here. Yep, here we are at the Graduate Minneapolis.
Oh, this is the hotel.
Yeah.
Now where's the noise?
I think it's around the corner.
Joe. Do we hear whistles, or is that something else? Or is it just my tinnitus?
Whistles too.
Hey.
Thanks. Hear the calls of a protest off in the distance. Oh, yes, wow. That is a very decent sized turnout. We could just open that out. Yeah.
But I'm good. All right. So when I say chinga, you say la migra. Chinga. 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 When I say chinga, you say la migra. Chinga. 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 Chinga! 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 What's another good one?
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
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 MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same.
MPD, KKK, ICE, you're all the same.
Wait, Taylor, hold on. I have a good anti-cop one that I'm trying to adjust to ICE. Everyone, we're workshopping.
When I say chinga la migra, you say fuck ICE! Chinga la migra! 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 Chinga la migra!
to get some eventually. There will be an announcement when they're here. If you want signs, they are up here. If you want to help us chant lead, we have a couple of bullhorns and would love to hear you guys chant. We just need the bullhorns back. So, like, earplugs you guys can keep. The bullhorns we need back.
All right, thank you to Shashmith, our lead tactical, and thank you to everyone who is out here at 8:30 p.m. on a Monday night, because we know the ICE is not welcome in our fucking We're here because the graduate is allowing ICE agents to obtain reservations to stay right here on campus, right next to the University of Minnesota. Do you know who goes to the University of Minnesota? Immigrant students! Who dare them? Fucking dare them? Let ICE agents stay so close to campus and endanger our own university community, especially after a community member was shot and killed in downtown Minneapolis. Shame! 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 If I think they can just waltz into our fucking city, kidnap people in broad daylight, rip our communities apart, and then get a peaceful night of sleep, they've got another thing fucking coming! We don't have a speaker program today. You all know ICE is fucked up. You all know they don't belong here. So we're just gonna be here making some noise, making sure they don't get a single moment of peace and quiet. So you guys better be prepared to get loud as fuck, okay? Alright, I know you've got pots and pans. I think people are bringing instruments.